Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm Shannon. This is Lifestyle Manifesting, and on my channel, I am discussing how to design your life, deliberately create your reality, and manifest all the things that you want. Let's talk about circumstances, okay? The circumstances do not matter. Circumstances don't matter. So, anytime you have an experience where you feel like you're spiraling or it's unwanted, first of all, tell yourself that's okay. Okay, that's okay. You're going to tell yourself that's okay because circumstances do not matter. That's okay. I'm still getting my desire. My specific person told me the opposite. That's okay. My desire is mine, right? You're the creator of your reality. So come back to your first person thoughts about what you want. Okay, you're thinking from what you want. Disregard what you see and hear from other people that you don't want, because you can shift and align with a reality that you prefer by affirming that reality. Think about the whole world being a placebo, which it truly is. It's a placebo. So however you believe it works, whatever you believe in, that's what you're experiencing. If you believe you wake up with fresh breath, you do. You wake up with fresh breath. That could be something that you want, you want to test everyone as yourself pushed out, or that the world is one, that your whole world is responding to you. Affirm something like, I always smell good. Now, don't put any perfume or cologne on, and just affirm for the next 7 days. I smell so good. I smell amazing. I smell so amazing, right? Affirm that for 7 days straight and see what happens. And you are affirming, I smell so good. Your world is going to show you that. You could create a reality of anything. Let your mind think big. It could be anything. You could create you no longer have menstrual cramps. You could create that your teeth are shifting and moving. You could create that your jawline is moving. You could grow taller. It's all in your imagination. It's your consciousness. What you're consciously aware of is what's creating your reality. Okay? So, to do that, you're just changing your beliefs, okay? To change your reality, really you're just aligning your reality with the reality that's already existing, infinite realities, the potential of infinite possibilities is what exists. That's what exists, okay? Keep testing it out. Don't just focus on one desire, because you're not just manifesting one thing in your reality. You're creating your life. Let's use the word creating instead of manifesting, okay? Or living. How about you're living your life, okay? Everything in your life, you're living your life, is because of you and your perception and your thoughts and your beliefs. So you want to change how you live your life, you only need to change your perception, change that consciousness within you, just change your state of consciousness to the version of you who has your desire. Change your state of consciousness to a new belief. All right, and let me see. So when I say affirm, what do you mean by that? Right, I'm glad you asked, because I should get more clear, right? Affirm is the story you're telling. When I say affirm that you smell really good, that's you creating a new belief. I smell good. I don't even have to put on perfume. I am always complimented. What is the story you're saying in your mind? Because if you tell the story, which is whether it's an affirmation or the chit chatter in your head, that's what you're creating in your reality. Okay, so when I say an affirmation, it's repeating this new belief or desire. You with your desire with smelling good would be, I always smell good. That's having the desire. I always smell good. Doesn't matter. You don't have to put perfume on. You could have people tell you smell good just by creating the new belief, by saying it or affirming it. You say it over and over. I smell really good. People are complimenting me on how good I smell. I know how good I smell. All right, so it's the story we're telling, it's what we're saying. Now, if we're saying something that we don't want, like I my person's not in my life. Well, that's what's your reality. Your life is what you're saying to yourself. Your life is your state of consciousness. Having a hard time with the 3D. All right. 3D is all right. I'm allowed to have a hard time. We do want to soothe ourselves. It's be compassionate with yourself, right? It's okay. I'm having a hard time. The goal is to lessen the resistance, because when we're having a hard time with the 3D, look, that whole idea, it sounds like I'm having a hard time with the 3D. 3D is going to show that. But if we say 3D is okay, this is all right, I'm figuring it out, I intend to know what I'm doing, that's going to soften up that feeling of resistance inside. Okay. So, and then we could start when we're feeling better. That's a really good time to shift and say, I intend that this day gets better. I intend that I see evidence of my manifestation. I intend to see and know that I am the operant power. How do you know is good timing to start SP affirmations? My self-concept has to be a good level for that? No, not necessarily. No. Okay. Here's the thing. The reason why we want to, you want to put the focus on yourself is because sometimes if we're thinking about the specific person, now we're going to remember the old story. Okay. And we need to have a disciplined mind, because you don't want to be remembering the old story. You don't want to contemplate that in your mind. You want to be seeing a new vision of them. So to see a new vision of them, you create and align with the version of you who feels loved. They must match that. It's a reflection. You are the projector, and they are, imagine like there's, when you go to the movies and there's all the film rolls, right? The film, let's say there's so many options of movies to watch, right? And all the film rolls are in the projector or behind the scenes. So all those like film rolls, the infinite possibilities are all within you. You are the projector, projecting it out in the world. What film are you playing right now? Whatever you're playing means what you're imagining, thinking, contemplating, assuming, how you see yourself in relation to your specific person. Okay, and that is reflected out, just like a movie projector, that it's the light on the screen, and that's why Neville Goddard calls it the screen of space. The 3D reality is the screen of space. It's space, like a screen. Dr. Joseph Murphy calls it the screen of space. So, right, the 3D reality is the screen of space. This is space, and you're the projector, and it's the screen of space. Okay, so what are you, how are you perceiving yourself? If you're feeling down and sad and rejected, and that's the film you're playing, what's going to play out? Feeling sad, feeling rejected, what's playing out onto the screen? The screen of your reality, the screen of space. What's playing out when you're rejected? Well, if you're rejected, this person that hurts you is the person that's in your movie, in your reality, right? So it's coming from you. Step into the version of you who feels chosen, loved, valuable, a priority, good enough. And when you are feeling good, like this is the version of you in a relationship feels this way, right? So a version of you in the relationship feels this way, feels solid, feels sure. You feel confident about who you are. You feel attractive. You feel good. You feel incredible. You feel amazing, okay? So when you when you're cultivating that idea, or you could affirm it. You don't have to feel good all the time, right? You don't have to feel good all the time. You're practicing being the version of you. Because the outer world is going to match whatever is within. As within, so without. Okay, so the projector, you're the projector onto the screen of space, the 3D reality. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Just let that sink in a little bit. What do you think will happen when you feel love for yourself? You feel loved. You don't have to rely on the 3D reality, because the 3D reality just shows you what you have within. So put the focus and attention on yourself. I feel loved. I am loved. I choose me. I love being me. I love my life. I feel like I'm living a dream life. Okay, maybe you don't feel like you're living a dream life. That's okay. I intend to live my dream life. I intend to feel good. I intend to feel love for myself. I intend to forgive myself and others. I intend to focus on my, that big picture of what I want. I intend to reach all my goals and dreams. Okay, so it's okay. It's fine. It doesn't matter whether you say an intention or you say an affirmation or you create an imaginal scene or you script it. All of those things are doing the same thing. All of those techniques, they're kind of in a general way, they're techniques. All of those ideas are you focusing on your preferred reality. So the goal is to focus on the preferred reality of feeling loved, of feeling secure, right? If we depend on the person outside to show us whether or not we're secure, now instead of you creating, you're creating based on whatever's out there. Okay, we were doing that all of our life. Okay, so we're no longer doing that. We are going within, we're taking control of our life and our power, and we're creating deliberately. You're creating in it, and I intend it feels easier. So simply focusing on the picture and lighting up, like think that you're a film strip lighting up the film of the preferred experience. That's what you want to light up. You don't want to light up feeling rejected, okay? By the way, we understand circumstances do not matter, but the more you shift, you won't even be a place where you're feeling rejected or spiraling, because you'll have practiced so much of you're the creator and you're cultivating those feelings from within. When we're telling the story of what we don't want, why did they say this? Why did they do that? They're ghosting me. Why did they ghost me? Is it because there's something wrong with me? Do they think I'm not attractive? Do they think I'm not the one? Maybe it's not the right time. It's not about timing. You create whether it's the timing or not. And we might think it's not the right timing. Because they're still young and I think they just want to travel the world and they're not ready to settle down. That's only your perception. That's only your perception. And because you hold that perception will be your reality. We can deliberately create what we want by affirming and telling the story to ourselves in our mind. So we're doing it all the time anyway. You're always talking to yourself in your mind. Always. You're just not necessarily aware of it. Now you're going to do it deliberately. You're deliberately saying things to yourself in your mind. Everything's working out for me. I'm getting what I want. I know I'm loved. I am valuable. I decide I'm valuable. I'm not looking at the 3D to tell me I'm valuable. I'm not looking at social media to tell me who's the beauty standard. I'm not looking at the 3D reality to tell me who's smart and who's successful. I'm determining that I'm smart and I'm successful, and I'm determining that everything's okay, and I'm determining the beauty in the world, right? Look at the beauty in everything. That's the key. Look at the beauty in everything. But don't look at that's beautiful and that's not beautiful. Okay. So where are we putting our focus and attention, and what story are we telling ourselves? Because that story you're telling yourself is your life. Your life, which is a manifestation. All of this whole life is a manifestation. And everything that you are living is because of your consciousness, the state of your consciousness. Okay? So are you feeling rejected and fearful in that state? Or are you feeling empowered and loved and sure? Because that state's going to show you, yes, you are. And the world will be it'll feel like a big hug. Okay, so how do we practice that? You have to practice going within versus going without. You can practice that with meditation. For me, meditation was powerful. You don't have to. Remember, every technique is just a way to help you get to that place mentally. So for me, meditation was powerful. I'd meditate every morning for 15 minutes in complete silence. Was I completely void in my mind that whole 15 minutes? No. Sometimes it was just a few minutes. But this is what you do in your mind. You're practicing with this kind of meditation rather than the guided meditation, which is powerful too. But here's how you discipline your mind. I'm telling you, you discipline your mind with this meditation. Just 10 minutes every morning, and then build it up maybe to 15. You don't need to do more than 10 or 15 minutes of that kind of a meditation in complete silence, but just practice having no thought. And when a thought comes, just like the 3D reality, when the thought comes, you're just gonna think of it like a cloud going away. When that thought comes, you're gonna just let that thought float away. You're gonna say, oh, let that thought float away. Okay. That is mental discipline. And you practice that, you're gonna be so good at not feeling, here's the 3D reality, la 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 la, whatever. It feels like the worst of the worst, and you could feel like, okay, I'm not choosing this. You're not emotionally attached to it. You've been able to have the mental discipline to let those are just thoughts, okay? Let those thoughts go. Let those thoughts go, okay? Detach a little bit from what you see and the need to have everything, because it's all within you. You don't need it out there. You just create it from within. So the meditation will help you with mental discipline. So with the 3D circumstances, you are able to be better at where are you putting your thought? Is it just like you have no control of it? Or are you able to, I don't want to say control, but are you able to guide? I like that word better. Are you able to guide your thoughts in the direction of your preferred life that you want to live? It's about guiding our perception to the place of the experience we want. So that'll be a way. That's what other ways to help a mental discipline and to help with the 3D reality. Live your joy in the state of gratitude. Oh my God, I'm telling you, the state of gratitude is really powerful, because when you're feeling upset, do something different. Go for a walk, and now start saying gratitude. Gratitude I'm alive. Gratitude for my fingers and toes. Gratitude for everything about yourself, okay? Look in the mirror and say gratitude about yourself and your body, all the functions of your body. You don't even have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about your heart beating. You don't have to think about all those functions happening. What is doing that? What is doing that, right? Okay, so when you're meditating, you're also connecting to that, you're also detaching and connecting more within to that. There is a voice within. There is a voice within. I know, because if you really sit in silence, you can hear that. And again, this is not like mandatory for manifesting. This was just a personal technique that worked powerfully for me. And I connected more within with my own perception, with going within instead of looking at the 3D reality to tell me who I'm supposed to be. Okay. So those are some ways to do that. I appreciate all of you here. I'm always imagining success stories. I'm always imagining more and more understandings on a deeper level. Sally, we can't just assume away food particles and plaque from teeth and still brush. We can. We actually can. And I have manifested my son's warts to disappear just by imagining it. Do you understand that it's like our imagination, if you could practice it, like think about Photoshop, and we could practice in our mind Photoshopping what we see. You can have results from that. Like when you're looking in the mirror and let's say you want to change something about your body. Let's say weight, and you want to have your waist more, slim. Now you use the Photoshop in your imagination. Instead of looking and saying, I didn't do it, it's not happening, I didn't lose weight. Start looking, and now in your imagination as you fall asleep, recreate what you saw in the mirror and start to see something different. Okay, so the only reason we think we have plaque is because we've been told it and we believe it. All right. So I have taken my, here's what I do before I go to the doctor, before I go to the dentist, before I go to the doctor. I already do this on a daily basis, or it's already a belief because I created it. My body is healthy. I am well, I am healthy. So before I go to the doctor, I'm like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I just say this to myself in the car on the way there. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm 50 years old. I just turned 50 this year. So I'm in the car driving going, I'm in a great shape. First of all, I take no medication, nothing. I've never taken anything. I am in perfect shape because I claim it. I go to the doctor's office. They take do all the things they need to do, and then they go. And then what do they say to me? They tell me exactly what I already told myself in the car. They're like, "Oh my God, you're in such great shape! I can't believe you're 50. You look amazing." I already created that whole conversation in my head on the way there, and they reflected back to me exactly what I said. Okay, so everything. Do you want to know? I've told this story many times, but my son needed the dentist. So he was 12 he just turned 13. So I think this was like almost 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half. He was 11 years old. I was going to say 11 o'clock. He was 11 years old. We'd go to the dentist. He had an infection and his tooth was in pain. And the dentist said, we need to pull it. We schedule an appointment within the next few days to come back in. I said, sure. I used revision. I went home. I imagined, instead of imagining the dentist told me there's an infection, I started imagining she said, oh my God, his teeth are perfect. His teeth look so great. I just kept hearing her say that as I fell asleep. I did that every day until that morning we get up and I told my kids, I go, okay, you're not gonna go to school. We're gonna go to the dentist to have Ilya's tooth pulled. And I go, but you know what? It's not going to happen because we're going to go there and they're going to tell us, don't worry about it. Or not, they didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, they're going to tell us to go home. That's what I said, right? They're going to tell us to go home. And I told them, and then we're just going to leave the dentist and we're going to go get those big fancy shakes at that one restaurant. And that's what we're going to do today. That's what I told them. What happened? We arrive at the dentist's office. I'm sitting there for 5 minutes while they took my son back. They said, go back and get mom. Okay, I came back. She goes, you know what? Everything's okay. The dentist told me everything's okay. It's all right. She pulled out the x-ray. She's like, you know what? Everything's fine. So we just went home. We didn't go home. We went and got our shake. I posted a video on TikTok at the time with us holding our shakes, and it's exactly what happened. So yes, you can. Now, how do you get your mind to, okay, do we see this completely in our reality? You change your beliefs about reality, and you understand that you're the creator, and the only thing that exists is what you're consciously aware of. And we're only consciously aware of based on beliefs and assumptions that we hold from a lifetime. Okay, so nothing is what it seems. It's an illusion, and an illusion is, the word illusion means it's something that it's not what it seems. So it's not that reality is an illusion that we could just wipe it away, but it's not what it seems. And everything's existing right here and right now. Okay, now those aren't the only things I've manifested away. My son's warts. So there are many different things that I've had success on by revising in my mind, just like Photoshop. I literally just used Photoshop to go back in my imagination and recreate. And if you want to learn more about revision, then study Neville Goddard, because he talks all about revision. For me, it's been really powerful. I just want you to understand the possibilities that exist. Okay, you don't have to align with that kind of reality, with the miraculous, but that possibility exists. That possibility is happening in my reality because I deliberately created it. Okay. Sylvia said, did you read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book? I've read many of his books. I've studied him a lot. I have been to one of his retreats about 2 years ago. And I found him really powerful because he backs this up with the science behind it. Okay. So at that time, I did want that proof, but to be honest, you don't need it. I don't need any of that. Here, Alicia said, I cured myself from an incurable autoimmune condition. No medication, doctor's manifestation. Love it. Thank you for sharing your story. So remember, it's everything's like, if you think of the world as everything's like a placebo, you move forward, okay? I'm not telling you to never go to the doctor. I still go to the doctor, okay? But I'm going to be affirming how I want the outcome to be. Not only that, I'm also affirming more and more that the people I encounter, they understand on a deep level that life is not what it seems. Okay, you guys are powerful. I do have to run. If you need additional help, I have a new course. It's Master Your Reality by Mastering Your Self-Concept. That's the blueprint that's the blueprint I created from success stories from hundreds and hundreds of clients. Okay, and my own success. What time do I usually come on, Monica? Usually about this time, and then I have to run to get my kids from school. So this time right now, whatever time it is in your time zone, just mark it down. And usually Monday through Friday, I try to go around this time for about 30 to 40 minutes. Follow me and get the notification when I go live. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.